Um, Sometimes last year, towards the end of last year, we had a client from Migori. She's a lady. She was 94 kgs. And this lady had already done bariatric surgery in 2021. Like as soon as we came, the way people added a lot of weight during the COVID era, she was in that category. And she added a lot of weight. She was telling me she hit over 110 kgs. So in 2021, she did a bariatric surgery. And it was working for her until it stopped working. And she started gaining a lot of weight. So by the time she was coming to us, she was 94 kgs. And she was living with high blood pressure, very bad high blood pressure. Sometimes if she does not take medicine, she would clock 200. So we started her weight loss journey. We calculated her ideal body weight based on her height and her weight. And her ideal body weight was 56 kgs. And so we agreed we have to go to 56 kgs. 56 kgs from 94 kgs is a lot. So she said she requested me that I work with her for the first 15 days. She sees how the progress is going to be, then she would make a decision if we'd continue to work together. So you were fine. So she took the glucose ketone index kit, and she was ready to go. So from 94 kgs, we started well. She used to lose an average of 1.5 kgs per month, per week. We proceeded like that. Then we reduced. She started losing 1 kg per week. We went into the 80s. At 83 kgs, her blood pressure went away. So she started managing her blood pressure without medication, and she would be fine. But we continued with the weight loss journey. So 84, now by the time we are entering this year 2026, she was at 78. But then when she got to 74, she got a weight loss plateau. She went one day and stayed at the same level 3 weeks, doing the same things that she used to do before. Yet in her 70s, okay? But from 94, she lost the weight so well. And the rate of reduction had reduced from initially 1.5 to 1, then it went to grams. And there is also another gentleman who we were also working with. He was quite lean, by the way. We calculated his ideal body weight and we found that he needed to be 63 kgs and he was 64 kgs. So for him, he just needed to lose 11 kgs. And the main issue that he wanted to lose the weight was still a case of high blood pressure. He could not tell where the high blood pressure was coming from. And it was interesting because for this gentleman, we did his fasting insulin and he had such an excellent number. His fasting insulin was 5. This tells you this person did not have such a severe insulin resistance. So we did a CRP just to know the level of inflammation in his body, and he had very good CRP markers. So we were like, okay, let's first lose this weight. Let's see what happens when we lose the weight. If we lose the weight and the high blood pressure does not go, we know it's purely coming from emotional factors. We only lost 5 kgs and he got to 69 and the kilos could not go any less further. So he wanted to achieve his ideal body weight, although the high blood pressure went when we achieved kilos of 69. So I want to answer this question for everybody to know why you hit a weight loss plateau. Okay? Number one is something called the set point. Your body is the best computer that has ever been created. It has got a memory that is stored and does not grow older. There is that weight that you stayed in your history. Like for this gentleman, he was 46 years old. He was telling me that he was 69 kgs from the time that he started working. So he was 64, 63, 65 there when he was a student in the university and also in high school. But when he started working is when he hit 69, and he could be 69 when he hits 70 and he works on it, he goes back to 69. So when he hit 69 kgs, the body remembered this is our safe weight. This is a weight we were for very many years. And your body does not agree to release weight after that. It becomes a very big struggle. Okay, so we spoke to this lady, and I remember I asked her initially, what was your weight when you were 21 years old? Because when you're dealing with metabolic issues, we want to know what was your weight when you were 21. We cannot choose your teenage because in teenage, you are insulin resistant. But immediately after you came out of teenage, when you are still physically active, when your metabolism was still high, because your metabolism goes down as you grow old, what was your weight? And he told us that he was 73 kg when he was 21 years old. And she told us that she stayed in that very long period. And see what happened? She went to lose weight and she hit that weight that she stayed for a very long period. Until when she gave birth to her first, she gave birth 26. The body replied, this is our safe weight. So set point is your memory, is the computer in your head remembering this is our safe place to be. We lose more weight, we are at risk. So that is the reason why you lose weight, so then you hit a number and you hit to the strategy that you use. If you calculate your GKI index that you're being operating on, and if you don't know what is a GKI index, kindly check the videos that we've done before. We normally check your ketone levels with this gadget. Check your glucose levels with this gadget. Then you get GKI index. So you want to be at a level that is lower. Okay, this lady, she was just using food to manage. She was not fasting. So she was in the level of 6, 7, and 8. We call it nutritional ketosis. When she hit that plateau is now when we started introducing a fasting protocol so that she could get to level 3, 4, and 5. Okay, because level 3 and 5, the level you've lowered your insulin levels a step further. Okay. Now with this gentleman, he was losing weight using fasting. Fasting was his strategy. He was always at a level of 3, 4, and 5 whenever he measured his GKI. So we agreed that he will continue fasting, but we'll go to the next level. It is a tougher level to be, less than 2, because it involves fasting for more than 48 hours. And very few people can manage to fast that long, but we gave him a fasting mimicking diet. So when he lowered his glucose ketone index, he was able now to hit that plateau and move to the next level. Okay. The second reason why your body is going to hit a weight loss plateau and refuse to move from that plateau is because of muscle loss. Okay. The most important thing that you need in your body are muscles. You lack muscles, you'll be so sick. Actually, when we are reversing diabetes, the first thing that we assist clients to do is to build muscles. And sometimes they don't understand why in the office, I'm doing this video at home, but in the office, we normally have some place where people can get to know the distribution of muscle mass versus fat distribution. But the reason we say that is because if you have a low muscle mass in your body, it's always a guarantee that you will get diabetes. The question is when. Okay? So if you start, let's say, to lose weight and you reduce your calories, maybe to 800 calories per day, you will lose weight. But you will lose weight and you will also lose muscles in the process. When you lose muscles, the body senses that you are not safe. There is a weight you will reach and when you have lost more than 10% of the muscular muscle that you had, regardless of where you are beginning, and your body will know we are not safe because we are losing muscle mass and the body is going to cling onto the fat. And do you know what happens when the body is clinging onto the fat? The levels of insulin goes high and the levels of ketones go low. Okay, so you'll be using your GKI index and you'll be noticing that I'm eating the same food I used to eat, but the amount of ketones that I'm producing are less. So you'll be asking yourself why. It's because your body has sensed danger. So if it's because of muscle mass, we know that obviously you are losing weight, but you are not exercising. And sometimes clients ask, we do have dumbbells in the office, and I always encourage my clients to carry the dumbbells. Because when they carry the dumbbells, I tell them, if you are not exercising, and I'm not asking you to do a lot of exercise, I just want to use your dumbbells in the morning before going to work and use your dumbbells a little bit in the evening. And I always show my clients how to do the dumbbells. If you lose weight and you lose muscle mass, your body is going to be at a threat. It's a serious threat. And it is also not good for your metabolic health. And there's a level you will go with your weight loss and your body will refuse intentionally to release the fat. Okay, so I had this gentleman He is 57 years old. He just came the other day. And we were trying to reverse his type 2 diabetes. You know, when you're reversing type 2 diabetes, you need to lose fat, and you need to lose fat that is stored in the pancreas and fat that is stored in the liver. When you lose that visceral fat, the body gains liver insulin resistance. But that does not necessarily mean that this client has overcome muscle insulin resistance. So you still need to lose to work on muscle insulin sensitivity for this person to totally reverse diabetes. So he was doing well with weight loss. And we normally follow the law of 10 or the law of 15. Lose 15 kgs if you are out of BMI, or lose 10 kgs if your weight is within the BMI. By that time, we are very sure that you have lost the fat that is stored in the pancreas and in the liver. And when you are losing weight, it's coming well at around 12 kgs. We can start seeing improvement in his glucose readings in the morning, and then we hit a stall. So there is an improvement, but he's recording something 5 to 6. That tells you we still have fat in the liver. And then he hit a snag. And we called, and he had asked us to work with him for a month. So during the one period that we were working with him for 1 month, we managed to lose 5 kgs. But after 1 month, he requested he works alone. Can you imagine when we were working with him that 1 month, he was using the dumbbells, he was doing resistance training to build his muscles. But after we left him to continue with the program alone, he dropped the ball. So we're asking him, how far have you gone in upgrading your resistance training, your lifting of muscles? And he's like, hata hiyo ni kama nilisahau. And he was telling me, I focus so much on losing the weight, and I was so happy the way I was coming on well. I saw like lifting muscles, lifting weights is not important. And I was like, in diabetes, you need your muscular mass more than you need anything, okay? And you can find even in families with a history of diabetes. If you go, like in Mount Kenya, cases of diabetes are so common. If you go and you see a family where almost everybody has diabetes, but there is that person without diabetes in that family, and it is something that is running in the family, you always realize is a person with a high muscular mass. So we told this gentleman the reason that you went back and the reason why you have hit this plateau for this long is because of muscular mass. So first focus on lifting weights. So and focus on lowering your GKI index. He was operating on the nutritional ketosis level, the level of 6, 7, and 8. We asked him to incorporate some fasting, go one step down, meaning he increases the hours that he was fasting, but he lifts weights so that he can break the plateau, the weight loss plateau. Okay. Now that reason why your body is going to hit a weight loss plateau and refuse to release any more kilos is because of reduced metabolism. Now, the strategies that you use to lose weight, you need to be very smart. And this is where I normally see people going wrong, where you decide to lose weight by reducing your calories. And the calories that you are taking are calories with a low amount of thermogenesis. What is thermogenesis? Thermogenesis is the energy that your body uses to burn food. So if you decide to do a low-calorie diet, ensure that it has high protein and high fat, because the body uses more energy in protein metabolism, and it also uses more energy in fat metabolism, but it uses very less energy in carbohydrates. So let me give you an example. You have two individuals. One is taking legumes and vegetables and is customizing his diet to 800 calories. So legumes, let's say like black beans. And then there is another one who is using eggs, like 5 eggs or 3 or 4 eggs, and is also having a parsley like kamande or dengu, and then vegetables. And then they customize that diet to have the same calories, 800 calories. The person who is having the 2, 3, or 4 eggs is not going to hit a weight loss plateau. But the person who is just using black beans and vegetables will hit a plateau. Because when you use a diet plan and you're eating foods that do not have a high thermogenesis, meaning the body does not need to burn a lot of energy to burn that food, what happens is that the body reduces its metabolism. When the body reduces its metabolism, you put the same effort, but you will not see results on the scale. Okay? So I always encourage people, when you enter a weight loss plateau. For the diet plan, you'll notice that we always give our clients, it's always diet plans with foods that are easy to burn, foods that consume a lot of energy for the body, because that energy will still contribute to some weight loss. Okay. And then the other reason why you will hit a weight loss plateau, doing the same things that you used to do until they no longer work for you, are physiological factors and especially hormonal factors. Okay. So if you're a woman in let's say in pregnancy, and you get pregnant and you're not aware that you're pregnant, and you are in a weight loss journey, and there are many women who get pregnant when they're in a weight loss program, because weight loss program increases insulin sensitivity, and insulin sensitivity always favors fertility, because when your body is insulin resistant, your body does not put a lot of energy on non-important factors, and fertility at that time or reproduction is considered a non-important factor, because that time you need to survive. So if like you get pregnant and you are not aware you are pregnant, the body will refuse to release fat, because for physiological purposes, your body knows this is the time that you should be accumulating fat. So lipolysis or breakdown of fats is not encouraged, and the body will not allow that to happen. Let's say you're a woman in perimenopause. Your levels of progesterone are going down and your levels of estrogen are going high. At that time, your body does not release fat. And if you ask many women, that is the time they start actually accumulating more fat around the middle section. So it is usually very difficult to lose weight at that time. So whenever I find a woman in perimenopause and menopause, I always prepare them. So we shall come up with this protocol. So your nutritional protocol will be guided by your GKI index. We shall be testing the amount of ketones we are waking up with. That is what will inform the food that you are eating. But there'll come a time when maybe after 3 or 4 weeks, this will stop working for us and we shall have to tweak that formula. If we decide to use fasting as an intervention, I tell them it is your ketones that will determine the fasting protocol that we are going to use, and you can use this to start with. But after we go for like a month, this formula is not going to work for us. Why? Because your body is in perimenopause, and this time is where the body always wants to accumulate fat around the midsection. If it's a man who has low testosterone, and you know testosterone is a very important hormone for men, the body is going to respond in the same way. You are going to lose weight at some point, and then the body is going to discover that we are in danger, that things are not going right, things are not going well, and it's going to refuse to release fats. Okay, so hormonal factors do influence a lot. The other hormonal factor that influences is cortisol. And cortisol is a stress hormone. So when you refuse to sleep, I always tell people that your body will forgive you when you eat bad food so many times. And this is why you eat bad foods all your life. The decisions will catch up with you at 50. That's a lot of time. But your body never forgives you when you don't sleep. So anytime that you don't sleep, you wake up in the morning with high cortisol levels. And when you have high cortisol levels, the body does not release fat. Okay, so it could have been you are losing weight nicely, and then all of a sudden you started having lack of sleep, either because of traveling or whatever you're going through in life, or you have a baby that has just fallen sick, so they need your attention at night. That is going to give you a weight loss plateau because of cortisol. Okay, so those are some of the common factors that will make you have a weight loss plateau, and also the solutions for overcoming them. So kindly share the video if we have added value. There's so many people who would like to have this knowledge, and it doesn't cost you anything. If you would like our services, we are based in Thika Town, and we also offer online consultations for you regardless of where you are in this part of the world. We can have just one metabolic health education class, that is just one consultation. You can have that one consultation and we support your weight loss journey for 1 month, for 6 weeks, or for 2 months, depending on how the situation is going to be. If you need the ketone meters and the glucose meters, this one, just let us know. The phone number is there and the email address. We are going to supply you regardless of where you are in this part of the world. We can even send you via DHL. We have done that in the past, and we can also guide you on how to use them, how to interpret the results, how to use the results of a GKI index to change your meal plan, and also how to use the results of a GKI index to change your fasting protocols. And if you're fasting but you find it difficult to fast where you are, and you need a fast mimicking diet, we shall give you a nutritional supplement. I have it in the office, and right now I'm doing this at home. And it's something that you always put in water and you take when you are fasting. It doesn't interfere with insulin signaling pathways. It doesn't affect the mTOR pathways. So at the end of the day, you don't break your fast, but also you are not so frustrated when you're fasting. It allows you to fast when you're at work, when you're traveling. It doesn't interfere with your life in any way. Okay. So thanks for your attention. I hope we've added value.